So, today we are going to be trying something a little more difficult. I am going to attempt a challenge where I beat the Ender Dragon, Minecraft's final boss, with only my fist. Now, when I mean killing the Ender Dragon with only my fist, I am not exaggerating at all. I will only use my fist, not a single other item in the final end fight. However, getting to the end, I decided to make my life slightly easier by just giving me access to whatever items I needed, but once I got to the end, this challenge would become a lot harder. Now, how does that work, you may say? That seems stupid, long lasting, and some may say impossible. And my question to you is, isn't that how all creative genius is viewed? It's definitely not a front to avoid the self-pain I have for myself for giving myself multiple fire extinguishers to the head's worth of headbangings during this amazing experience. But anyways, I digress. So, what did we do to start the challenge? Well, like I said earlier, I'm able to use any of the items that you would be able to get through a normal playthrough of Minecraft, except when I eventually do reach the end portal, I can no longer use them. So, I did some pretty basic setup. You've seen it all before, classic Minecraft speedrun stuff, and I mean, I've been showing it for all of this video, so if you've paid attention, that's great. If you haven't, well, go rewatch the start of the video. I need the watch time. And, about that classic Minecraft start, if you thought that was easy, you clearly overestimated my mental capabilities. Because, if you don't know, I have the average mental skills of a dirt worm. And what does this mean carrying over to Minecraft? Well, I died. A lot. Many times, very painfully, forgetting to reset my spawn point even. You can see how this start of the game took me an embarrassingly long amount of time. But anyways, after the almost 3 hours of time it took me to get to the end portal, yes, I'm not joking, 3 hours, I finally was able to just dump all of my stuff into a chest and then get all of my inventory cleared so that when I entered the end, I would be ready to go. And finally, after all of this preparation, I can actually start today's challenge. Alright, let the challenge begin. Okay, just like I expected, I will need to use these blocks just for a little bit. But after the fact, I'm going to simply delete them. Little did my simple mind know that those would be the last overworld items I would be using for the rest of this video. Though it may seem surprising, I actually did go into this final challenge with a bit of a plan, and that all really began here. Now, what I'm doing might seem a little bit strange, punching endstone and all, but it's actually going to be really useful for our setup for later. Now, this challenge of only using my fist to be able to beat the Ender Dragon could have technically worked had I just punched the Ender Dragon to death and ignored the End Crystals. But the issue with that is, first off, I would have been entirely dependent on how long the Ender Dragon takes to land, because when it's not landing, it's healing back up, and that would just be a random amount of pain that would take me several hours, which I just don't have. Also, it makes for terrible content. You're literally just waiting around for the Ender Dragon to land, so I thought I'd do something a little more interesting. So anyways, why am I digging out this hole in the ground? Well, I want a safe way to be able to kill Endermen. And, well, what do Endermen drop? They drop their Ender Pearls. And that is our only way that we are going to be able to punch out the End Crystals, as a means of having a way to kill the Ender Dragon in a reasonable amount of time. Now, like the rest of this video, getting these Ender Pearls took a very, very long time to do. And it was a pretty repetitive cycle of me punching Endermen, getting them aggroed again, punching them, getting aggro repetitively, and then every so often dying again. Eventually, though, I did get a decent amount of Ender Pearls to start trying to get rid of some of the End Crystals. Go arc it perfectly. Okay, no. These have slightly more arc. This was the cycle of what I had to do every time I tried to break each individual End Crystal. I'd line up my shot and miss a couple pearls at first, and then eventually get the perfect line to get on top of the end tower. Now, I thought a lot of this early End Crystal breaking could be best demonstrated in a sort of a montage, so here that goes. Okay. I think if we do this. There. Nice. Alright. Is it in the spirit? Oh, shoot. We can attempt it. I just don't think it'll actually be able to happen. No! Okay. No, we can't. We can totally do this. Nice. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. There. Nice. Alright. Be too tall. Oh! That is mean. Alright. Nice. Yes! Oh yes. Thank you. Why did I throw those off? Well... this is looking good. Nice. Oh, there's still pearls there. Okay. Oh, there's... Oh, it's too far, isn't it? No, it isn't. Okay. Okay. Holy, okay, that was close. There. Nice. Alright. That's so good. One side is completely done. So, after doing a number to the Ender Dragon crystals, my Ender Pearl supply was starting to run a little bit low. And I myself was getting a bit tired from the previous several hours of recording that I had been doing, so I logged off and took a bit of a break so that I could come back and really grind out the rest of this End Dragon fight. Getting back after a nice and refreshing break, I started to get a few Ender Pearls, again through our very normal and repetitive method of punching and aggroing Endermen. This did take a while to get my Ender Pearls back to where they had once been, but it was fine. It wasn't like anything terribly like mind-numbing. It was just pretty simple. But the actual throwing the Ender Pearls and getting on top of Ender Towers, or End Towers, I don't actually know what they're really called, was starting to become a lot more difficult. This was because the towers were becoming far too tall, so I'd have to throw an Ender Pearl onto one tower, and then onto a second tower in which I would then break the End Crystal. But considering my Ender Pearl accuracy, this was going to be difficult. So there's one healing thing here, and I think one more here. So I can go bop, bop, bop. And as Past Me just said, to get these last couple End Crystals, let's just go bop, Bop and bop. We've done it. There's no more healing for this dumb dragon, bro. Alright, so we are finally here, staring down the barrel of the last hurdle, the Ender Dragon itself. Now, this part of the challenge, though it wasn't as time intensive, it definitely tested my patience because you are just waiting for the Ender Dragon to land. That is all. And then when it eventually does land, it doesn't stay there for that long, so you only get a couple punches off and repeat and repeat and repeat. But we are finally here, and that is what helped me carry over to the very end. During these last few moments of this lengthy challenge that I had committed myself to, I couldn't really help but reflect on what had happened over the past several hours. And, well, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed pushing myself and doing something that I normally wouldn't do. I couldn't help but feel just the slightest bit empty in these last few minutes. There was something missing and something wrong with the whole feeling. I, instead of feeling super accomplished, felt like there wasn't something to feel accomplished about. And these last minute reservations and feelings honestly made me question whether I was actually going to post a video about this at all. And, well, now it's obvious that I did go forward with that. It was kind of convoluted and difficult for me to fully wrap my head around. And I think a lot of these emotions are due to how you beat the Minecraft game. Now, this may seem really stupid to someone who doesn't feel the same way about Minecraft as maybe you and me do, but it is really triggering when you finish the game. It's something that almost all longtime players have done, and it's something that never really gets old. Yet we still constantly rely on people reinventing how to beat the game by doing it in several different other methods, and I did that here in this video. But I think it's a good lesson to realize that it is okay to beat the game in a vanilla, normal way, and it's honestly a healthy relationship to have with the game. If you're constantly trying to reinvent stuff, it'll eventually get over-bloated and convoluted. So, if there's going to be any message to take away from this video, let it be this. Don't fast-track your way to the end. You're only selling yourself short of the potential that you can have with a longer kind of gameplay. But anyways, that's just my opinion. You're all entitled to your own opinions. That'll be all for this episode, and thank you so much for watching. This one took a lot more effort than some of my other videos, so I'm really happy that you watched all the way through.